Just finished my draft of everything that I will teach my editors from now on. It's the revised draft based on the notes I took, my multiple notepads, and I'm going to run you through it because after all, we are building in public, and you can technically just do the same thing or pay us to do it later down the line once this is fully fledged out and has a funnel. But the goal is to have multiple training stages to first maximize output, have an abundance of labor, but also have the talent smartly filtered and highly trained. So how do we achieve both sides of the spectrum? Firstly, I'm going to run a very broad acquisition funnel. My current recruiting funnel is based on very personal interactions, but I'm going to do that way more broad. As I said 3 videos ago, I want to have a 10x funnel of direct response editors to fill the need in our community. And there are multiple stages I broke it down into through a lot of thinking and observation. First, they will land in an entry funnel. This has the goal of having a low barrier of entry so everybody can join and not think too much about it. They will get instant work or a chance to prove themselves, because I had like one editor who I first rejected in the first instance of my funnel because his test cut was not up to par until he booked a call over my acquisition funnel. And then I spoke to him, I'm like, okay, what's your deal? And he's like, yeah, I would like to get a second chance because I really think I can do this and blah, blah, blah. And I liked his aura. He does like 200 push-ups a day, every day, without fail. And he's a heads-on guy. So I had the perfect account for him. And since then, he's been very, very proactive and I like him. And building this funnel, I had in mind, what if I miss one of those Patricks again? So I'm trying to minimize that chance. So I'm giving everybody a chance to at least know what I'm looking for before I dismiss them. So this stage is purely to get the basics right. 4 different modules or videos I'm going to give them in preparation to do the test cut. And, I'm assuming you watched my gorgeous video on my current recruiting funnel. So now before they do the first test cut autonomously, they will have the chance to check my expectations. It's going to be optional, but everybody who wants to work in the company I built have to put in effort, and they can. I'm going to tell them exactly what I expect from them in order to make good hooks, have a feeling for pacing, know the minimum amount of strategy that is, just to shift their minds from normal videos to ads, and then also teach them the essentials of work habits. And I'm going to do this as compromised as possible so I can advertise the fact that I can go through it in like 20 to 30 minutes. Then I do the test cut, and it will create a better grasp on who is actually a good fit because they received input beforehand. Then I can see what they make out of training, and I can filter them better than just testing their intuition. So they will mostly just have this just aims to let them do UGC and direct response principles. So everything that has content and has a voiceover already set content to go with, people will be able to complete or clear a task after this stage. They submit a test cut here, and then I approve them. Click. They can from that point onwards, they get access to all these materials and the ability to do cards on that level. Okay. Let that sink in. At stage 2, which is the first manual involvement of myself, I'm going to have an intro call with them, onboarding them to the tools. At that point, I will get them access to the tools. Usually that had to happen before they do any work, because they need to have access to the drive, access to the shared mail, and so on. But now I minimize that by having them do cards that are very easy to do right away without having access to the company tools. This gives us more speed. And then they get a second module on working habits and strategy. For example, after learning about our asset system, which is genius, they will now learn the Google Drive workflow for fast delivery. For strategy side of things, first stage is going to be just, what is social proof, how to think about ads, what to include visually. And then the second one will be more in depth, so they can, enter the stage of a creative strategist. That being said, the approval task for a stage 2 card approval will be something that requires these hard skills. So they will need to generate a voiceover. They might need to write a script. I'm not certain on that side yet. Maybe the stage 3 is going to open them up to doing scripts. But yeah, they will have to use the tools, generate a script, and deliver them within the system. The goal for this stage is just have technical awareness of all the tools there are, so they can spontaneously implement them once they are needed in their work lives, onboard them to the platform so they can deliver via our Drive, our shared Drive, and deliver on Trello, and then get a certain account synergy going. So what I do normally is I give them, hand-selected, hand-picked cards based on their proficiency and their strengths. And then once one client really loves them, I just keep them there. And that's going to happen more automatically. I'm going to introduce rules so that, for example, if you have 3 deliverables in a row that are flawless and you get positive feedback, bam, you're locked into that account. Nobody can access that account anymore. It's yours. That sparks competition amongst people going into that funnel. And yeah, I have a chance of estimating their competency in the intro call, and also set up goals so they have something to look forward to. I can heat check, temperature check, how driven they are, what they strive for, and tell them how to navigate the system to get the best out of it. And then they submit the test card for using tools and everything, and if that is up to par, they get access to delivering on all the stage 2 cards inside of our system. And then get access to the training materials of stage 3. After they can do every stage 2 card, it becomes the last battle on delivering the more complex task, which currently 3-4 people, more likely 3 people on my team can deliver on, including me. And I want to get as many people on that level because that's the goal after all, right? Like the aim for this level is to get people who can do every single card. They can catch anything I throw at them. They have the work discipline and habits down to a T. And then I enter a more personal relationship with him, kind of a coaching relationship with him, where we check every week what can we do to make this better and to challenge them onwards. Because these people are killers. I'm ruined for employment because no company does that. But if you want to have top tier talent, you have to keep them open-ended. You have to constantly adapt to what their needs are. You can't cap them at a $20 per hour role because they're butterflies destined to fly and you can keep them in a cage. So what I'm going to do is tailor their goals to the company work they do. This is something I learned from Niels. It's a business buddy of mine who has a B2C product in the German education space. And he managed a lot of people. And what he taught me about recruiting and hiring, because I tend to be a Michael Scott passion type boss, a mixture between Michael Scott and Jordan Belfort, I would say. This is what I would categorize my management style of. He showed me that firstly, recruiting is a sale. You have to kind of spark intrigue, give them, don't be completely transparent with them when it comes to their involvement. Make them feel like there is something special for achieving it. but also you have to keep selling them on the opportunity that working in a business is. And that's not lying, it's just reminding them of the fact. The thing that tilts me the most is talking to a very talented person in my recruiting funnel and them going for another offer because the other offer told them some hiring bullshit of like, and mind you, it's an entry position for someone who studied, media design or something, and they get stuck up over an entry position at some company because it seems more scarce to them. Let that sink in. Some company hiring interns from universities, that is more scarce than having an uncapped income as an editor, not based on hours, getting coached and practically hitting every professional goal with while delivering the expected deliverables. That is crazy. I'm ruining so much by being too nice to my people. It's incredible. But this setup will ensure that they are framed the correct way, that they have competition that they see, that they are aware of. And this is my vision, something that is completely based on talent and supporting the talent. Ruthless approach on, hey, if you actually want to do the work, I got the perfect job for you and you will be rewarded, because that speaks to killers. And every killer will go into this. The only question mark in this whole thing is how to manage the demand, because I also need to have the acquisition funnel running at the same time to make sure that people have enough to do. In the entry stages, I'm going to start by just having a bunch of I have to eat losses, basically. I'm going to eat losses to make this work, because once this is in full effect, I hope you see the vision. This is beautiful. The gears grabbing into each other. If I have 10 brands from one guy coming on, he has 10 brands and he wants to have all of them optimally, he can send requests for free at a time, and I will still be able to handle it, because they will most likely not need excellence, but the certain wow effect from AI tools, and a bunch of people will stay here for a while, and they will get work through that. So yeah, I think in hindsight, I will need to build out the acquisition funnel too a bit, so that the barrier of entry is a bit lower. Maybe I can have an open form sent out via email. So, hey, you can try it out. Fill in your card request and they get something back. But that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to go through at least a month of eating losses. And a month is conservatively guessed. But I just noticed I need to do something bigger, because if I don't do anything like this genius of a system, I'm going to be sooling in complacency, scale linearly, and I don't want to scale linearly. It's the same game for a long time. And just today I got reminded that we need to think bigger. I just want to operate at the level of excellence I am at. And to do that, I'm going to need to solve big boy problems. This is it. I hope you liked it. I thought going into each of those points might be a bit excessive, but yeah, you can pause and read it. Some of it is German, but you'll get into it. Yeah.